I think the honorable thing for our species to do is deny our programming. Stop reproducing. Walk hand in hand into extinction. One last midnight, brothers and sisters opting out of a raw deal.
Do not trust any friends or family members. I repeat, do not.
No, I just was thinking out loud.
I was beautiful.
Like, I'm thinking
It
of
was-
like
it was beautiful.
what makes it, like, why is it okay? Like, being human sucks, but what makes it okay? That's it. Those are the small things. Like, at least you could feel a bee sting or something.
Oh, there you go. It helps you know you're alive.
Yeah.
That's nice.
All of
That's
your examples involve allergy medications somehow, potentially. But yeah, so like you the thing that gives you comfort also makes you sick.
Yeah.
And then you're like, fuck, I'll take some more crap, make myself sicker. Awesome.
I'm on the edge here.
That is precisely how the humans get by through life, though. Like, that's in a nutshell.
Oh yeah, patch it up.
I'm just gonna do something that's gonna make me sick because it feels so good.
Yeah.
You know what else makes you sick but also feels so good? Justice League comics.
Detroit
here.
JLA, baby.
You're on the Extinction Agenda with James.
And Chris.
The man on the internet most likely to snuff out 1 billion years of wonderment. Today on the Extinction Agenda, we're doing, well, like we already said, JLA comics. Gerry Conway JLA comics. So we're doing issue 250 to 254, which were from May 1986 to September 1986. Just for context, issue 54 came out the same month as Watchmen #1. So Alan Moore's in full swing at this point. Dark Knight Returns #3 has already come out. We actually see an advertisement for it in these comics. And of course, Doug Mensch is writing Batman, just knocking the bricks off it over there, as we well know. So this is what's going on in the Justice League. And I just wanted, honestly, these comics have always just looked really interesting to me. Like, not 250. 250 really sucked. But maybe you guys disagree.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay.
I disagree, yeah.
Okay, but I found the illustrations, the penciling, and everything about the 251 to 254 has always intrigued me. And it looked like Batman was being a fucking badass. So I was like, let's talk about these comics. Maybe we can talk about what Justice League of America means to us or something. What did you... So now that we've done this, James, how'd you feel about Gerry Conway's view?
Oh, I love it. I'm surprised by Batman's dominance back then. I thought that didn't start brewing until later, but I was wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, really.
Yeah,
it
this
really
is
felt
a very.
like
Sorry.
I was just going to say it feels like a real Grant Morrison thing, but obviously Grant Morrison's thing was a Gerry Conway thing.
Well, he just feels so dominant and like top tier, like he belongs in the, like he's beyond, like even the Martian Manhunter seems to be bumbling in comparison. He's a monster here. He's outclassing Superman in fights, and it was unbelievable. The first little mini one. Who wrote the first little mini one on 250?
Oh,
where he goes on the
know
plane and that crazy woman's got a gun pointed at the nuclear weapon.
Oh, those are all Gerry Conway. Like it's all the the same.
Anyway, that fucking Batman. That was amazing.
Yeah. For he too has been caressed by madness and hate, and he too is strong.
or
So
are
awesome.
you ready to die, bitch?
Do it.
Start sweating. No, drop the gun. That's it. That's just how he shakes people down, because he's ready to die every night.
Yeah.
I guess that's the mess. I'm not sure what the message is, but it's that he mentally pummels his opponents.
Yeah. That makes sense, though. That's what you like to see. Chris, how did you feel about these?
Man, I really enjoyed them. I thought it just made me reflect. Like we read so much incompetent shit. This is the
Yeah,
pinnacle of like workman-like competence, and I just
yeah,
like really for whatever reason just like really got into it and just had a high respect for what they like every element of this, every like from the
yeah.
art to the writing to the coloring, to even the lettering. It, like it just it all comes together. Fucking wild that this is like an era of JLA comics where the fans, as you see, we have scans. So
Hmm.
in the letters, like they're so mad about it, and I could understand. You know, you have like this team of basically losers that Batman's like just kind of like forcing together and that's even that is a late edition, so like you know um
This is
I
it's
think this
almost
era is
the
just like really underappreciated because of that,
Yeah.
it feels like people don't know about I didn't know about Conway, I didn't know about Luke McDonnell, but I think they're both awesome.
Well, you know about Luke McDonald because of Suicide Squad, but I feel that like something is better here than his Suicide Squad work. It feels, and this is earlier in his career, not much earlier, but earlier. Um, but yeah, Conway, I fucking slept on Conway because here's why I slept on Conway, because I'd only ever read his 1970s Spider-Man comics, particularly the ones with Punisher in them. And what I didn't realize is that he was a 20-year-old kid writing Spider-Man for like the first time. Like it's maybe like the 10th comic he's ever written. And so like those comics suck. He's not a good writer yet. He's probably gets better, but Spider-Man's not a good vehicle for good writing as much as I love Spider-Man. Uh, he comes off extremely well in these books. And actually I went back and read some of his Batman run from 3 years previous, and there's some crazy shit in there. It's all again all
Nice.
helped by really good artist though. He works. He's if you give him a good artist, he can produce a good result, which isn't always the case, right? See Jeff Loeb. Um, yeah.
So this is the first time you other than Spider-Man, you never read the JLA stuff before though.
No.
Like
I'd read
how did
some
you
of the
know
Steve
about these?
Englehart stuff. Oh, I knew about these because they were spoken about on a podcast that I was listening to. I don't know, long time ago, a couple years. And they were just talking about, I think, like great moments in Batman history, and they were talking about him facing off against Despero. And so then I got curious in the way that one gets curious about such things, and I looked at
Nice.
the art, but I didn't read the comics, and I was like, okay, well, we'll get to this one day.
Yeah, here we are.
Yeah,
so why didn't you like 250? 250 I thought had this great like little horror uh like with Gypsy getting pulled into the poster stuff. It was like almost like an 80s horror movie, and it's just gone into this like nightmare world where everyone's just like aged. I like how they casually hit somebody also in the back of the head with a fucking steel pipe, and then they're
right,
like, "Oh
Zatanna.
yeah, she'll be all right when she comes around." It's like, will she come around? That's a
Yeah,
lead pipe. Yeah, anyway, that's just like beside the point. But yeah, this was
yeah.
so bizarre. Like it was. I don't know. It was just like it was. There was a great fight in it, and it wrapped up nicely. Um, everybody sort of like displaying some sick powers. Like Superman apparently is conduiting his own like that energy back into everyone's bodies and stuff. What the fuck? He's like having like a tuna fish sandwich after hanging out with them too. Figured it wouldn't feel great, but
No, totally fine. Yeah, it does, and so this was a special treat, I guess, because we hadn't had, as Chris, as you were saying, like everybody's pissed off because you've got, what are their names? Her name is Gypsy. This is very unfortunate
Yes.
nowadays. That's
Yeah.
cancelable, but whatever. And her power is to look like a gypsy and turn invisible. I guess she also maybe like drive. I don't know
Yeah.
what her powers are. It makes no sense.
They make out in the letters because I don't know, I just got like pulled into it. I was thinking about how the letter column disappeared, but like now the internet, like social media is the letter column, and it just
Yes.
kind of pleased me. But the editors mentioned that her powers, she can turn invisible, yeah, but she's a telepath, and so like they keep hinting like, watch out, it's going to be really important. But basically, yeah, she clouds people's minds and then can, I guess, touch their minds as well.
I wonder what Batman said. I know I'm getting ahead, but when he was like, when they really find out why I joined the League, they're going to be so surprised. And you're like,
oh yeah, no, he's speaking specifically about Gypsy too.
and he's
right?
kind of smiling at her too. He looks like he's in love in the little panel.
Yeah, she's gonna be really surprised.
I'm rich. She doesn't know it yet.
Another one of his shady dinner dates.
Jesus, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, we'll focus on this though.
We should probably mention who the what is the line?
Oh yeah, I was starting, but I got sidelined by Gypsy.
Yeah, Gypsy's a lot. There's a lot to say.
Yeah.
She's very Kitty Pryde. Like this has a very X-Men, like Chris Claremont feel to be honest, but that's cool. It's less wordy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we got Vixen, who is used to be a supermodel and now is a superhero who is able to call on the power of various animals. I guess she's kind of like a female animal man
through a totem.
Yeah,
which is also very Claremont. Like,
yeah,
sort of like borderline. Is this okay?
Yeah. And then we get Vibe, who's like a hot-tempered Latino fella. So we got a lot of diversity and representation here.
He's funny.
And then I guess Steel. I don't know what his deal is. He looks like shit.
Has he got like
He's
a steel skeleton? I'm trying to figure that out.
I think he has
all that metal in him, and he's still withering away.
Yeah.
Like, what? I don't understand his power, but based on these like small talk that they mention him in.
Yeah, and then I guess they also have yeah, because he's tough.
Yeah,
we need to talk. And I guess Elongated Man is involved, but like, what is Elongated Man's anything in this story? Like, he doesn't exist for all intents and purposes.
He talks some shit in the Despero arc a little bit midway through.
Yeah, but that's about it. He's really non-existent otherwise.
There's maybe in earlier smart Mr. Fantastic. Detroit?
He's a detective of some sort. You know, he's we know him well from Identity Crisis and Sue Dibney as well.
Yeah,
too many detectives on this team. Then
I should say though that this is the tail end of Gerry Conway's 8-year run on Justice League.
Wow,
that's crazy. I might give myself a little project here, but anyway. So I mean, there was probably a lot of Elongated Man material that we missed. You know, he probably got the love, and now he's not. We're moving on to Gypsy. She's important, and Zatanna's fucking quest to go join a dinner party to find out the mystery of something.
How do you like invite somebody up on the boat and brain her like that?
I like how she's just following up on someone who's subletting her apartment. Like, that's the hook. Like, oh no, my subletter disappeared.
I missed that. I totally missed that.
Oh jeez.
I also like the plot of this one is that Gypsy gets pulled into this thing, and like she finds two of them withered, like as old, like they're just like old and like their life's drained out of them. And they found, when they went to their old base, they found this like alien thing. She calls Junior. It's just like, it looks like a fucking hentai monster, to be honest.
Oh wow. It's gonna take another look see at that.
He's like all got juice running down him all the time.
It's true.
He's in his natural form.
He's birthed himself from like, he was like they were like originally like gross full scale size amoebas. Like I'm trying to I tried to sort of piece together I guess one like jumped on Superman's boot. I'm not really sure.
It was a long time ago. We're playing the long game. Gerry Conway plays the long game.
And it's got this like phallic like tentacle energy until it shifts into the form of a human, because it is what it eats. I like the way that it's like coming to like think about humanity and like trying to like mimic. I feel like this is another team that's pulling from movies. It's got a bit of a Thing vibe to it. If it gets out of that base, it's going to mimic humans effectively and just like eat like crazy. So like they can't let it happen. And that, I'm happy with that as a one shot for a 1980s kid comic. I would have been upset by this, and like in a good way when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, definitely. This has got like some gnarly vibes. Like I was grossed out. You're getting a little body horror. You're getting the age horror. Like obviously you hate having when you're a kid, you hate the idea of having the life force sucked out of you or any kind of weird shit like that.
That's true. That was like a constant thing in He-Man things, which is weird because like you think over to I hate to always bring it over to conspiracy culture and kind of right-wing weirdness, but like this, denying women the purity of your essence because they'll drain it out of you or whatever. Like there's
they pulled this out, and you see the new Mario Galaxy movie.
Oh no, I haven't
just went to see that in the theater with the kids, and they had a Rosalita got the light. Spoiler alert. But she gets basically like a fucking venom slime put on her and just like covers up her mouth like Superman 3 style and just sucks the life out of her. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. Like, kids are going to get weird about this. Anyway.
Yeah, well.
When you're old, you get used to it, but kids aren't ready for having the life drained from them.
No, I don't.
Yeah, no, that's what life is for.
Yeah. Thanks, Superman 3.
Yeah, I think there's a discordancy to this. Like, there's a lot of different elements that don't feel on the same level. So you've got like Green Lantern and Superman and like all this high level shit, even Batman showing up. And then when you get into the mystery, it's like all these, and this is maybe actually a virtue rather than a problem, but I still think that there's a kind of a blurring of the lines here or a crossing of boundaries, or it is like Nightmare on Elm Street, Gypsy's dream kind of thing. And so like you guys have already said this, but it is all these superheroes descending into basically a horror scenario, like a body horror scenario, but still with like the villain. Like, I think I can't get over the fact that he's just solid fucking gold in little undies. It just doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't look good. Like, he doesn't. I think just a better design on this guy, but like honestly, we're gonna get into it when we get to talking about what Despero looks like. Matthew and I spent a good little while just talking about how fucking ridiculous his costume is.
Despero looks awesome compared to this guy.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. That's fine. But I don't. I don't think like Gypsy looks like shit. Steel looks like shit. Vixen looks like shit. There's no like. I think that's the real problem with this book. As good as it is, like the costume design is just miserable, and that's a real problem for. It's fine for the Suicide Squad. It's less good for JLA. So I can see why the fans would be upset. As good as this is.
Yeah, you're right. No one has a good costume or hairstyle.
Or just regular clothes, like go to them at the dinner party or whatever, and they're all on a boat, and like, is this supposed to be like, is this middle class luxury? Is this, because I don't know, kind of, I guess it kind of looks like it, but I'm just like, what is everybody dressed at? Like, Gerry, have you ever, he strikes me, I guess he didn't draw the, I don't know.
There's
I don't know what
Luke on that boat.
Absolutely, there is more than one. Yeah, I don't know what Luke McConnell's problem is. I don't know if he ever had a life or read a magazine circa 1987.
Happens, to some of the guys.
Who's really bad at that nowadays? I don't think anybody commits that crime anymore.
Sometimes, like when Chuck Dixon writes like sexy women, you can see that there's a problem,
Oh, I'm talking about the artistry, though. Like, I'm talking about the design sense, the costuming of the characters.
Yeah, but I just mean, like, just generally, like, comic creators, like, sort of have a thing where, like, sometimes you imagine that they've not really had enough interactions to draw anything from, and that amidst all their good writing, there are little hints that they've just not really been exposed to a lot.
Yeah, I think Gerry's definitely up there. The amount of comics this dude has written kind of shocks me, and I'm surprised that I slept on this guy for so long. Like, considering how much effort not effort. Let's get over myself here, but attention that I put into, like your Steve Englehart or your Steve Gerber or your fucking Chris Claremont or your what have you, right? This guy's a proper pulp phenomenon.
Yeah, he's right in that tier.
Yeah.
Did you see what he moved on to do afterwards?
Well, I mean, I read the Wikipedia. That's really all I could say.
Just that he went on to write for Law and Order.
Yeah, right. I've got the Hunters. Did you look up the plot summaries here? There's two. No. I just looked up two of them. Season 9, episode 13, and season 10, episode 5, just as an example. Two violent and overzealous bounty hunters working for a bail bondsman interfere with a murder investigation. They are ultimately responsible for 2 more deaths during their pursuit. After the murder of a lawyer, McCoy finds himself on the opposite side of the courtroom from his former colleague Jamie Ross when she defends a man whose key evidence could put to death the man McCoy believes was wrongly convicted. So we're going to have some moral dilemmas, bounty hunters. Sounds like a really shitty episode of Law and Order. 2 of them, really.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Jerry Orbach was there. Love him.
Oh. I felt like some of the scenes with John, like when he's shaking down, sweating, mafiosos. I felt like that was an interest that he had all along, and it probably just carried forward into Law and Order.
Oh, wow. Oh, the seeds were planted here. Well, I mean, all of his Batman run was very noir. A lot of detective shit. And not just Batman detective shit so far as I can tell. It's just being Bruce Wayne and sneaking around like Nancy Drew. And then dressing as Batman at the end. Yeah.
Good. There's not enough detective stuff in Batman often. And in this, he's stacked the team with 3 detectives. So there you go.
Oh, yeah. It's all there. I don't know. Eventually they beat the golden baby creature that was sucking their essence.
Yeah, he's peeling his own skin off too. Sure why.
Batman steps up in a big way.
You're right. Yuck. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Batman vibe says he's gonna chew him up and spit him out, and he's gonna run the Justice League for a year. That was funny.
Good way of
Batman good establishing the 6-foot bat or whatever,
Yeah, I guess he's gigantic in comparison to Vibe, isn't he? He's just
maybe this Batman is 6'6", 6'8".
Yeah,
I don't know.
He's
big,
just wild. So then we get our tease at the end. Despero, the Reborn.
Yes.
So he's got Exhibit A, gentlemen. I want you to look at what Despero is wearing here, if you would be so kind. He's got this weird brace along his knee that connects to his boot, a knee brace, which keeps up his boots.
Those are boot suspenders.
Yes,
and
yes, they
obviously
are.
Purely logical to me.
And he's got some sort of loincloth thing going on and a huge buckler or whatever, and then he's crisscrossed by, I don't know, I don't understand the functionality of these things, and I guess one of them holds a shoulder. Anyway, I could just spend so much time looking at this guy. It's really strange. He's something of a space medieval prince with a mohawk, fin mohawk, and a third eye, and he's what color is he? Pink? What would you say that color is?
He's pink. Yeah.
And
he's a pink fin head.
Yeah, and part of me really loves it, and then the other is just this is so strange. Anyway, thanks for humoring me on that one. So
I thought he was really cool looking. In a bad space revenge pervert kind of way,
Well, he definitely. I think the way he's drawn in issue 251, they call less attention to his fashion choices, and it's more about his blistering rage as he fires across the universe. And you're like, okay,
oh yeah, it's a casual genocide on the way to Earth. The space amoeba thing. It's been there for centuries. No one, not even the most violent civilizations, mess with it. And he just like blasts right through it.
Yeah.
Wow, it's just dripping slime.
People to kill. Nothing can stop him now. So I found myself thinking that this is the best version of the Doomsday character. This is it. Flying through space. Hey, you could easily have seen one of the Justice League die at the end of the story, and it would have felt earned.
Yeah, I would have taken a fridging there. I was actually a little bit worried about Vixen. I thought maybe she was going down.
I see. Yeah, I can see why
maybe they were gonna kill.
Yeah.
I don't know,
because of the date at the beginning. Let's talk about that.
And also like her training, and Batman's like prey gets killed. I thought we were foreshadowing a little bit, but didn't pan out.
Yeah, coulda though, easily coulda. So Batman's training Vixen and Vibe. Vixen's doing all right. Vibe sucks. He's got
Vibe's a shit. Yeah.
Just
he has a redemption arc though.
Yeah. I it's kind of late in the game for them to do it. I don't know how long this character has been around, but he was probably. I feel like he's the Guy Gardner, like the earliest version of Guy Gardner.
Yeah,
because it's like, why are you on the team if just because you have powers? You don't deserve to be on a superhero team if you're gonna fucking be a piece of shit.
Yeah, you've been busting my chops. Ride me like your own personal donkey.
Yeah.
I'm
telling you, get off.
Insane.
Yeah.
I just thought he was great. I'm out of here for good. Just throwing fits and just throwing shade after he drops the roof on himself like an idiot. I just thought he was fantastic. It's just like a he could just be a problem at any given time, so it's a nice little add-in for me. I don't know.
They're really scraping the bottom of the barrel here with this team. Like, let's be honest. And I think that's that. They don't have a choice but to take Vibe. Even at the end, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say this is giving me the like ecstatics vibe. Sorry, didn't mean to use the word vibe. But the like just that like they disbanded the X-Force and like started adding their own characters or making up shitty characters, or just like bringing in like toilet bowl unused people that they could kill or fuck around with and piss off like fans. And this is like sort of an early rendition of that playback. I don't know, it felt that way to me.
I think something like that's at play because I think that I can't be certain about this. Yeah, so issues Justice League of America 120. So what's his nose? Steve Englehart takes over the Justice League of America in the early, I don't know, mid 70s or something like that. I'm trying to scan through Wikipedia quickly. I think he introduces some of these shitty characters, but that doesn't make any sense because that's like 100 issues ago. But I think like the Detroit setting is introduced by someone else, and like the shitty B plot characters kind of end up getting center stage. So I think it'd been going on for a while.
It's editorial too. It's one of the crisis resets. Like they talk about that in the letters where like you can't have your classic team back because these characters are doing this in these titles. So like it didn't fit together. You have what you have. We gave you Batman. Like, sorry, but you just have to deal with it.
Yeah.
But honestly, Gypsy and Vibe are going to get a lot better.
Yeah, you could have given them. There's so many other heroes in the DC universe that you don't need to make any up. Like, Zatanna's a good choice. Focus on her. Although maybe for an 8-year run he did. We really are getting like a small sample of a greater vision.
Yeah,
he ran this specific Justice League for 8 years. It ran.
Honestly, I don't like him writing it, but I have a digital copy of issue 200, which was written by Conway, and it's your classic, not X-Men, Justice League. Like it's the big leagues, and George Perez is drawing it. Who's on the team? You got Firestorm, Zatanna, Green Arrow. It's basically all the characters that getting back to Identity Crisis, it's all the Identity Crisis characters. Hawkman, fucking Red Tornado. So even then it's all fucking where's your Superman kind of shit. Well, no, there's Wonder Woman in this. Green Arrow, Green Lantern. Anyway, I'll stop just saying hero names. I guess the point of me saying all that though is that like it was more classic and then it became less classic. And that feels like a Chris Claremont thing to me as well, Chris. If you think about like the Australian era of X-Men where you're like it's Havoc and Polaris and Rogue and Longshot. You're like, what?
Yeah. You're turning these rosters, you're trying to like spark something with new characters. But you know what else feels Chris Claremont is Santana's whole run. I'm just looking at her like strapped in this like bondage device here.
Super hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
I would love to know more about this because so she encountered like basically this yuppie cult. She's like, her subletter is roped into it, and she's like, I'm sorry, I had to lure you to the party. And this guy Adam is he's a mystic too. But he wants to take her blood and then inject it into himself with gene therapy so that he can take her magic powers as well. And his thing is like he's charismatic, he's a yuppie, and he's convincing all these young people that they need to get on board and like join the winners because he also echoes the thing like pray get taken out.
And don't forget the greatest line in the entire universe. So as she's strapped over the table and he's talking about everything he's going to do. Once my people analyze your genetic code, they'll duplicate it, attach it to a retrovirus, and inject it into my bloodstream. We'll be just alike then. Won't that be wonderful? The two of us, just like almost brother and sister. And he's like,
that's my favorite spot.
It's fucked. That whole scene. I just want to shout out to Luke McConnell at this stage. So you got like an 8-panel grid. And there's those weird lights in the back, like just those red beams in the back. I guess the colorist has a thing to do with this as well, but it's all in silhouette and these close-ups, like really extreme close-ups of his lips near her eyes. It's very good. And not what you would expect from a Justice League comic. Like this is so television, like weird. And I think I kind of mean that in the best way. Like when television just goes fucking gonzo.
This is gonzo. Yeah, it really is. Yeah. Love these panels. There's so much is done with the art in this. Like the I love that the artist is just being asked to like, can you give us the moment of enlightenment you'd experience when you step into healing nuclear fire? He's like, yeah, I'll give it a shot, and like does a pretty fucking good job of like. It's sort of like weird watercolor wash, like in the issue, like with representing it. But like this last panel here, like with the panels are like almost like they're jagged, like they're like a point, like a spear point, descending towards the earth, and like you got the flame of reentry, and like this guy is coming in. It's like, like I don't know, he's it's like ecstasy. He's like burning up, but he's fucking ready to hit the earth, and then torture some poor hunter.
It's just like it just really establishes how this is sort of, it's almost Dragon Ball Z pretty much. He just showed up on the thing, nobody's here, Kakarot, and he fucking then just jumps down to the planet. That hunter got it so fucking bad. Poor. Oh,
it's terrible. That page is like, honestly, I want to frame it. Like it's perfection.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Like it's shit like this that made me think like this is why, like, as much as I didn't really mind issue 250. Like I said, it sucked, but it was fine. This is really weird. This is a pop art event. I don't know what made them just pull out all the stops, but fucking there you go. That's a human skeleton surrounded by like this pink aura of pain. It hurts.
Pain and fear block your thoughts. I must know what's in your brain. I will take your mind. Skeleton's atomizing, and then like the next panel where he's like shooting these fucking ping pong balls from his like psychic slot in his brain. Wow.
Or is he
Yeah.
absorbing the guy's mind? I'm not sure.
I think
Oh, maybe
I think that's what.
yeah, that
I
makes
think
more
that was it. So I
Then we'll-
see.
After he like obliterates the guy that's just like, what was he? Just like a hillbilly out hunting. And
Yeah, just out with his dog.
just
Again, it
yeah.
reminds me of Doomsday. He lands and like it's not. He didn't kill a deer right off the bat. It's I don't know. It's he found something in the wilderness that was innocent, even if this guy's a douchebag, and fucking it. And he atomizes the dog too. I didn't realize that. I can see that in the image now. Like that's grotesque. Anyway, I love this. Who's this? Like when the what's his name? Adam.
Yeah,
The cult leader, when he gets tied up to the machine, it's all Cronenberg, like around his head and stuff, or like a Total Recall, and it's cutting him.
yeah.
Incredible.
I like his speech, you know, because they're the people who are in his cult. They get confused sometimes, and I have to remind them of what's right. But it's just like he's got this like sway over them. It's subtle the way powers work, the way that they're building these villains. I mean, within the bounds of like 80s children's comics, but
Sure. Yeah. What did we think of Bruce's date?
it was awesome.
It was a little strange. Her hair is weird.
Her Wolverine hair?
Yeah. This doesn't really scream sexy. It doesn't.
You gotta stand out in the world of models.
This Bruce is a whack job too. He's a real like he's the Batman, and he's just full of anger, and doesn't like his alter ego's not really doesn't really exist. He's like Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. and the
like
sorry, it mentions Batman too. Like it's picking up on that. Like that is the Batman of the story, but I feel like this does it a little bit better.
Yeah, because it's less. Like less is more with Batman sometimes.
Yeah.
Which is strange. As much as like I could read Batman stories all day, it's actually very cool when he just shows up. That's what I think. That's one of the reasons I guess Morrison capitalized on this. Like he understood that Batman's awesome in these scenes if you just like make him mysterious, make him like in charge, give him little doses of his awesomeness, and that goes probably further than getting to know the man.
Yeah, no, it's true. They ran him in this story as like sort of a secondary character, and then but when he does come around or solve a problem or fight, it just increases his awesomeness.
Yeah.
I love this sequence when the
No, yeah, I think we might say the same thing. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah. Just as the attack comes in, like the date gets interrupted. Sorry, next time, and he's just ready to like jump into action. But the cinematography, like, I'm gonna call it cinematography because it is like this is a perfect storyboard. Like just the way that he's like leaping off the building, like the way that he's swinging into action, and the whole skyline is on fire. It looks really fucking cool.
Yeah, and it's a hell of an explosion. They didn't do very well, but Luke McConnell's pretty good at showing Batman doing flippy bits in midair. It's not like your what was this? Scott McDaniel. It's not like it's. There's that technique where you fade the figure to show its transition through time, and then you make the character solid in the grand finale. You see it used often with Nightwing and Batman and other acrobatic characters. This one's a little stiff, but like it makes sense. His tuck takes a little more time. But then
he's a
cool.
big guy.
Yeah, it's true.
That also such a dope dive scene. I forget her name already.
Vixen?
Vixen, yeah. When she dives into the water to make the escape, and then that's when you get the like, I don't know what this is, like an octopus Cthulhu woolly mammoth attack is awesome. Just reality like melts away.
Yeah,
for his like
I
attack on Batman. Also,
This
like
page
the
is
Batman
incredible.
gives him the old Captain America Thanos punch, just gives him a one shot to the face just to let him know.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and
fuck you, buddy.
it's futile, but it's just he's just fighting,
Yeah. Sorry, I was just saving that image. The yeah, I do like that. The sorry, and I'm a new breed. This whole thing, like, there's so many different styles of art. Like, it's very abstract in a lot of moments and very trippy. It's I just really like the amount of I don't know, just lines on the page. But then at the same time, he uses a lot of negative space as well. And his characters aren't over rendered. You get some shadings and stuff like that. It's kind of Paul Galassi-esque in its stiffness sometimes, but you don't mind because it's just part of the style. Like, that's he knows what he's doing. These are all choices. And like you were saying, Chris, this is high competence, but it's more than that. Like, the two of them working together is more than that. Like, the only thing that drags this book down are Vibe and Gypsy and Steel. They're a bunch of fucking losers. And all this work in cool images, and it just looks stupid. Oh, it's so painful.
I don't know. There's something awesome about that.
There is.
How they're rendered and just how pathetic they are, and what they're up against is like that last scene where I am Despero the Reborn, and that fight between Vixen and Batman and Despero is like apocalyptic. Like, it's the end of the world. Like, that's how it's like rendered. It's rendered that they're so outclassed. The ground's turning to lava, and it's too much. He's got too much power, and then to have it just scale back to the loser barn, like trying to figure out what they're gonna do, is just so funny. And it's probably not. Obviously, it's not supposed to be funny, but it's it's just like the hard luck cases, like getting one over by whatever, uniting as a team.
Yeah, it's the Mighty Ducks all over again. It's classic.
God, I don't know why I thought you were gonna say Cool Runnings.
It's like Despero's story is also very, again, like, apocalyptic. So he, I don't know, I guess, like, he fought the JLA way long ago. I guess this must be a really deep cut. The thing is about this story is, I think of Despero as, like, he kind of shows up not all the time, but pretty frequently. But I guess up until this point he hadn't. And so Gerry Conway is doing a deep dive, a deep cut for the fans, for the nerds. And there's something about that. It's not, maybe it's his way of, I kind of posited that it's his way of responding to the fans who thought that the Detroit era was fucking stupid. And he was like, well,
Yes.
if you think like, yeah, just like, if that's what you think, then I'm going to show you what these kids can do. This book's, it's just as big and grand as the stories that you want. But you have to, kind of build up to them.
Yeah. Does he ever? The just like, because his powers are now, he stepped in, like, yeah, this is a wild saga. His homeworld, like, they built a lot of nuclear things. It all exploded. They have a constant burning column of fire, and it's caused mutations, like, through the eons, like these, like, fucking melted, like, twisted creatures coming up out of, like, this, like, ooze. That's a great page. And then, like, you got heads on pikes, like, what's going on here? But like, his culture, like, basically they evolved from, there were some sort of human like creatures that evolved on the planet, but they evolved from this, like lizards or fish or something like that. He's got a very Savage Dragon kind of look, to be honest. Before Savage Dragon with a third eye.
Yeah.
And then but, like, they're just like, you think his story's going to be like, like, but my father was the strongest. he killed my mother because he challenged him, and then I killed him, and I'm the best.
Yeah.
And like it's yeah. And then like so he was totally humiliated when the Justice League beat him, had to jump in the nuclear fire. Now he's transcended everything and can melt reality. It's a lot to deal with.
It's like there's something about it being a nuclear fire. Like there's something of like it's Watchmen, right? Like it's the era of nuclear fears, and this is how it's being manifested in through Gerry Conway's Pulp Fiction addled mind. This is how he's processing his fear.
Yeah. Would John
Sparrow.
would you have had the John issue yet in Watchmen? I wonder, because it did make me think of that. Like he basically is reformed as like this like all powerful thing that can manipulate matter.
Oh well, he wouldn't know that yet though. Like because Watchmen #1 hadn't even
Just
come out
launched.
yet until the end of the story. So probably Alan Moore ripped him off. That's what we just.
Those weird like gelatinous fucking creatures with Kraft Dinner noodle eyes that are just like they're the worshippers, I guess. And anyway, that's a lot. It's a lot to look at, and really sort of, I don't know. It's just really it's really big in terms of like science fiction vision.
Yeah.
For one of these characters, normally because I'm used to I don't know. Let's throw back to Terrax. How bad did that suck? Compared to this,
the John Byrne thing.
This is unbelievable in comparison. This is something you can I like I'll probably be going back over this and I don't even think I had time to process how good the art was. It was incredible. I didn't even think about how bad the comic was or how dumb Vibe's outfit was or anything, to be honest, because everything was so cohesive that I was like, this is just a good piece front to back.
Everybody does all the stuff you want. It's Hollywood at the time, and I think we already said this with it's the upstart team coming together and overcoming. This strikes me as definitely an 80s movie trope, but very competently done. Like, I mean, again, that doesn't do credit to this. Like, at the end of the day, it is a really basic kind of stupid story, but it has so many nice touches. I can't put it in front of me right now, but he's talking about periods of time or something like that, and he just includes some sort of science fiction mumbo jumbo or whatever. And the only thing that kind of ruins it is that there's a little editorial mark. This is actually a solar era. I don't need that explained to me. Gerry can just say just those little nice touches that make it seem cosmic and big, and like there's a whole universe that people live in that is a mystery that we could explore. Don't often get that.
No. I'm just looking at that page where he's yelling directly at us. Kind of abstract page.
He's screaming in the fire or whatever.
His face. Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah. There's little bits that comics from this era have a specific flavor and taste and cheesiness and structure. This sort of outdoes itself in every spot that it has available to itself. But you say, maybe doesn't quite make it into the cockles of the greatest of all time stories or whatever. But really, I'm shocked. A lot of this, I'm going through it.
Yeah. I don't know what higher praise you could give the comic, and I agree with it totally. Even it's a dumb adventure, but this kind of effort, man, I'll reward this effort. This is what I want. Show up.
Yeah, this is what would have hooked you, coming up on comics, where it's this is the medium doing what it's meant to do, and that's a weird thing to say about just sort of a random jobber team, but
Yeah, you'll like the closer on this episode today. Then I found a little audio thing that kind of ties in nicely to that. Do we got anything else for the old Justice League?
I don't know. I was just looking at the last the last book.
Mhm.
The Batman. There's that Batman image that's like, that's that one pager of him. Like I feel that
Oh,
it
right.
was. Yeah, I feel like it's riffed off of like later in different Batman works. Like it's just I think there are people that influenced by this.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Comes to a nice happy ending. We got a happy ending. All actually, is it a happy ending? I guess they're just like, we survived the apocalypse. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe we can double date. That's so weird.
I did like that Batman. That is weird. I did like that Batman was playing him too while he was chained to the wall.
Oh yeah, getting in his head.
Yeah. You've already lost. I'm going to beat you. Like that's Morrison's Batman, right there. But I think Morrison's Batman would actually have some sort of trick or whatever. But this is just like a man playing psychological games tied to a wall against this like madman. God, that page looks good when he's all like. Anyway, I could just say that over and over about so many of these pages.
Yeah.
The fight like hell.
Yeah. The of course the trade, like, yeah, it is such a simple story because like it's who has to disrupt the column of fire that he gets recharged in. Vibe has to come back and like join the fight and prove himself, and it's pretty standard fare.
Yeah.
Love that panel of Despero like shattering like the like.
Oh
like
yeah, it's so
wormhole or something like that, or like this like psychedelic spray.
Yeah, and it's not really like a body either that's psychedelic spraying. It's like some sort of starfish kind of creature, and there's rocks, and yeah, this thing's an attack on the senses. So
the best is Vixen's quote during that. That's the first time I ever saw somebody wink out like an old TV tube.
Yeah,
I was like,
no,
you saw it, you saw that description, and then you read it after, and you're like, that's funny because that's what it looked like, I guess.
Yeah.
If you were to try to draw that.
And that's the good writing, because like a good writer will have dialogue or text or whatever that allows you to continue out past the image that you're given, or somehow interact with the image that you're given. And then again, like that, I do feel that we're giving this thing way too much credit, but I at the same time, I would want to not undercredit it, because not like I don't want anyone to think that they shouldn't read this just because like Vibe and Gypsy and Steel and all those other fucking losers are involved, because like this is a banger. And if you like Justice League comics, then
I was going to say bang away, but
no. Bang.
Your Justice League genuinely is my favorite run. I think it's maybe my favorite run of anything at DC. I love it. And when you've got George Perez with you, especially, you guys were such a pairing. No disrespect to Dick Dillon, who I also loved, and Don Heck, I think, is underappreciated. He's like one of those Frank Robbins kind of great newspaper cartoonist type guys, isn't he? But so he wasn't up there with Perez in terms of what superhero fans wanted, but was it 188? Around about 188 to about 209 or something like that, 212.
Yeah,
I mean, that was a hell of a run, wasn't it? I mean, that was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I that was my dream job. I mean, I loved writing Spider-Man. I'll always put that as one of my favorite single character books. Yeah. But from my early childhood, Justice League was my favorite comic. And the idea of writing these characters and combining the kind of structure, the DC plot structure with the Marvel character structure was my dream ambition. Marvel never had strong plots, or interesting plots. Their strength was the superheroes, the characters, the dynamics there. But DC had great stupid plots. You know, I call them great stupid plots because they're silly. Definitely silly, but they work well. You know, they work well for the dynamics of those stories. And to be able to combine the two, especially working with George, who got both of that. You know, he got the elements. I mean, he could perform the characters. Yeah. He could perform the storytelling in a way that neither Dick nor Don could do. Although, as you say, they both had their real strengths. And Don, in particular, I think, has been really misunderstood, you know, by fandom over the decades, because he wasn't trying to. The thing about Don was that he was more of a stylist and really didn't work well with the Marvel method.
Yes,
because he didn't understand how to tell a story that way. But if you gave him a full script, he could really nail it.
Yeah. But it's funny. I mean, what I think is your most underappreciated run is one of my favorite runs of yours is your Batman run. I think your Batman run is so great. I think it's because interest in Batman itself had probably wavered for a better part of that decade. And it was later, before Batman became sexy again. You know, Superman had the attention. You had the Marvel stuff like Daredevil and X-Men and everything. But I mean, I left comics. You got me into comics twice, because I left comics when I was about 12 for about a year. You know, not for very long. And then I got back into it again with your Batman. Like, it was my English teacher at school said to me, "You should be reading more comics." And I was like, "All right." And they said, Gerry Conway's Batman, and he gave me a couple issues of your Batman, and then I totally hooked on it. You know,